Hey there, my name's Chris from Create Daily, and today I'm going to show you how to make your wedding footage look like it was shot as film using Adobe After Effects. Now, what I'm showing you today can also be done in Premiere. I just happen to lean towards After Effects, which is why we're using that today. So the first thing we want to do is download a film overlay. I have an account with Envato Elements, so that's where I'm going to get my assets for today's tutorial. This is not a sponsored post. They have no idea I'm making this video or even mentioning them for that matter. When I type in film overlay here and I look under stock video, I see all these different options, things from VHS to different types of film and that kind of dust and scratchy look that you see in old school film that was shot on a film camera. Now, I already went through the trouble of finding the right one for me, but I suggest that when you're looking to pull off this effect that you download a few different options to see what best suits your video. Now, I already did that homework and I know that the Super 8mm film frame scan is what I'm going to use. So now we're in After Effects and we have a fresh new project and we need to bring in our content. So I'm going to bring in our graded clip and then I'm going to bring in the film overlay that we just downloaded. The first thing we want to do is create a composition by going to Composition, New Composition. We're going to label this main. We're going to use a full HD sequence, 1920 by 1080. Our frame rate is going to be 24 frames per second, which is this 23.976. And we only need about 6 seconds or so. So I'm going to click OK here. Next, I'm going to bring in our graded clip and I'm going to bring it down here and I'm going to slide it through to see where I want to start. And I think right here is where I want our footage to start. Now what we need to do is add our film overlay. So I'm going to drag this and put this over our graded clip. And when I use my mouse wheel and zoom out, you see that it's much bigger than our full HD sequence. So in order to fix that, I'm going to right click, go to transform, and then fit to comp. But now we can't see our footage. So what we have to do is change our blending mode. So I'm going to click here on normal, and then I'm going to go to multiply. And right away, we're already halfway through. I know it's that easy, but there's still some work we need to do. This doesn't look very realistic when you play this back. This looks like some footage and you still have to filter over it. So in order to fix that, the first thing we want to do is click on our graded clip and then go over to our effects panel and type in Posterize Time. Now what this effect does is that it makes your footage look like it was shot at a different frame rate than what it is. Now I shot this and I know that the actual footage is shot in 24 frames and that's what the default is with this effect. So when we click it here, nothing changes. But when I change it to, let's say 10, it starts to look choppy, and that's what you see when you look at old school footage. This is what I prefer. You could mess with it. If you go all the way down to like 2, for example, it's gonna look like a bunch of images that you shot and stitched together, almost like a slideshow. So now it's already starting to have that film look. But there's still one more thing we need to change, and that is the actual overall color and look of this clip. So what I'm gonna do is go to my effects, and go and pull up a Tritone Effect. And what a Tritone Effect does is it allows you to alter the highlights, midtones, and shadows of your actual footage. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this brown here that it's defaulted to. We're gonna make this a little bit lighter. And we're making some progress, and then we need to blend with the original. And to gauge how far I should go, I'm looking at their skin tones, and then I'm also looking at these colorful flowers. So if I go all the way up, it's back to as if the effect wasn't on there. If I go all the way down, it's the exact opposite. So I'm trying to find that sweet spot here. And to me, that sweet spot is right around this 30 to 40 range. So I'm gonna stick here at 35 and click play. And boom, it's that simple. So now all we have to do is export. So we're gonna go to Composition, Add to Render Queue, and export this baby out. If you're watching this video, thank you. This is actually the first tutorial I made for the Create Daily YouTube channel. And up in the corner, I'll link to the wedding video in reference to today's tutorial. Thanks for watching and stay creative.